Now that you have downloaded your images, let's go ahead and put them to Photoshop and learn how to use the quick selection tool and bring them into this site. Step number one is go find your download folder. If you can't find your download folder on the bottom docking station, simply go to the Finder and you should be able to find it on the left-hand side of the Finder here. I'm going to grab the file from my download folder, click and hold and drag it over to the Photoshop, and you should be able to see now I have my people. The next one I'm going to do is grab the image of the site design and also bring it into Photoshop as well. If you look on top right here, you have two tabs. Tab number one is going to be the people. They can be photoshopping. Tab number two will be your site design. To be able to bring over these people, you want to start learning something called quick selection. Quick selection is located on the fourth icon in the toolbar down. If you right click on that particular icon, you should see something called quick selection. Quick selection, what it does is it quickly select a common group of colors by clicking and holding and dragging. Because these people are already isolated and distinction by the white background, it's very easy to click and hold and just drag down and be able to bring in the people into Photoshop. So notice how I am now selecting this person and completely selected that person. So if I zoom into this here, you can actually go in and select just a little bit more. Notice how there's still some edges that has not been selected. To do so, you go ahead on top in the modifier, it has a little plus sign. That means you can add to selection. To do so, you click and hold and just drag it out just a little bit further. You should be able to kind of select the rest of the areas in which you have not been able to select prior. The other thing you can do is you can also use the polygonal lasso tool, which is a tool you have learned before. So if I go into the polygonal lasso tool, you can actually select something called add to selection in the modifier. To do so, you click on the inside of the selection and drag it over to the edge onto the pixel where you want to select, and simply select those and close it off the same way we did with our last project. So go through and see what areas that has not been selected and simply go in and select those pixels as well. So we'll go ahead and spend some time selecting the things that I think that are necessary to bring over into the site design. The other way you can do that is simply go into the quick selection tool, click on the modifier and the plus sign and click and hold and drag closer to the edge, and it will automatically select those pixels for you as well. So those are your few options and selecting this person. Once you're done, notice how I'm simply going in and making sure I grab every part that I can from this image of all the pixel, and it's quite easy to select them all simply because there's a white background. There's a very distinctive separation between the pixel that is being selected. Now I have this lady on the left hand side. To copy her over, I press Command C to copy. Go over to the site design and click on the plus sign and press Command V. Now that I have her over to this site, I can move her around to where I think she belongs. So for example, if I want her to be in the front, this looks like it will be scaled correctly. But if I want her to stand way in the back, what I need to do is she is way too large for that location. To change the scale of this person, I press Command T, which is Command Control. Command T is Command Transform. And what it does is to bring up these little nodes, and the nodes allow you to scale the person. I will now simply click on the corner one, and when I drag it down, it will scale proportionately. Notice how I can scale proportionally. If you grab from the side, you are actually not going to be able to, actually this one is not letting me, but if I grab from the side, notice how I'm stretching her, and that's what you do not want to do. Simply click and drag her from the corner. And if she is standing way in the front here, she's going to be about that small, give or take. Again, it's really dependent on where you want to place each individual person and put them in the right location. So let's do one more. So let me go and grab this lady here. First, I'm going to deselect by pressing Command D. I'm going to use the quick selection tool again and select the person. Click, hold, and drag until you get all the pixel that represent the lady. If I overextend like I have here, I simply go up onto the modifier and click on the negative sign, which is the subtract from selection. And I go ahead and just go to the white space and start slowly subtracting what I have selected. There you go. Again, what you want to do is go in and see what you have missed or want to subtract. So in this case, I missed her forearm or shoulders. Go ahead and take that, click on the plus sign, and drag that over as well. Once you have every pixel selected, simply go in. Let me go ahead and go back here. Notice how I went too far. I must subtract some of that pixel and go back in and add some of those pixels as well. Okay, once you're happy with your selection, the important thing is selecting everything. So I'm gonna go and get her shoes as well, and go ahead and bring her over. Command C to make a copy. Go over to the site design, make a new layer, and paste her in. And go ahead and move her to where you think she belongs. What you could do also is to write down person 1, rename each layer to help you identify who is who, person 2. Once you have select them all and bring them into the site, click on File, Save As, and save it to the computer. Bring it to the desktop and put your name on this. So project 2 and your name. Once you're satisfied, press save and OK.